Righto guys, so today we have a very, very special video that's dedicated to my mother and father, Rita and John Sarkis, because as of tomorrow, they'll be celebrating 35 years of marriage. And so I'm going to crack an absolute jewel from my cellar, a gorgeous 2006 Cabernet Sauvignon. And this is going to be a great example of how to properly decant high-end, well-aged wine. Now, this is a cracker from the Clare Valley, came from the Jim Barry vineyards. And an interesting story behind this wine. This particular winery started off as a Roman Catholic church in this little mining town called Benborni. And that mining town was based off of the copper mining trade. However, copper mining went into decline in Australia and they were shut down. And so the Roman Catholic priests sold 70 hectares of their land, 70 acres of their land, including their gorgeous old vineyards that they utilized for making wine for the church. And so Jim Barry ended up being the gentleman that cultivated Cabernet Sauvignon in the Clare Valley in 1864. No, pardon me, 1964. And ever since then, it has been the flagship wine. And this gorgeous 2006 vintage was a fantastic, fantastic year. Now, I'm using the pronged opening method for two reasons. Number one, this is a very aged wine, so the integrity of the cork may be compromised. So this technique has a higher chance because it clamps the cork together. It doesn't try to separate it and pull it apart. Older corks tend to dry out, and that's a dangerous thing because it means that I've held on to this wine for years and years and years and years, and there's a high chance it might be oxidized. So, first thing, I'm using my two prong. Second thing, I've used a fine bladed knife to remove all the packaging from all the way up the neck. It's critical. You have to understand that you need access to this whole neck. I'm going to show you why. So, now we do one of these ones. We'll try to take the cork out. And you can see she's just coming out nicely. And Bob's your uncle. Look at that. Gorgeous colour. The tip's still wet, so that's telling me that it hasn't dried out the cork. The wine hasn't penetrated too far up the cork, which means there's no leakage. Just smelling that cork, I get this most amazing smell of eucalyptus. You can see, oh my god. Oh. God bless us. That's just wonderful. Now, you're probably wondering if the anniversary is tomorrow, what the hell are you doing at 9 p.m. the night before decanting this wine? Isn't it going to go off? This thing hasn't seen the light of day, hasn't breathed any air in damn near 18 years or something like that. It needs time to open up and develop. Me pouring it out today and waiting till 6 p.m. tomorrow to serve it, with the lid on of course, it will limit the huge acceleration of oxidization, will ultimately yield me a much cleaner tasting experience. When you have something of this quality, you have to understand, you have to treat it very, very nicely. Okay? This isn't a date at the nightclub, you can't take it home afterwards. This is, I've invested years of my life into loving you and taking care of you. Now it's your turn to take care of me. And so you have to really take your time with it, you know what I mean? So next up, you're going to have to get your torch running. And I want to place my torch on the neck of my bottle as I'm pouring it into my decanter. And the reason for that is, as wine like this, a fine wine like this ages and develops, it's going to have sediment that's inevitably going to fall to the bottom, the heavier compounds. Hence why aging wine makes it taste so damn smooth. And in order to stop the sediments from going into your decanter and having weird, leafy looking sediment inside every one of our glasses, we want a clean looking experience, you can stop pouring because you can see the sediment with your torch. Here's the example. So I'm going to start pouring with a very, very, very careful placement of my torch. And usually the first 80-90% of this is just gold. Can we just appreciate this gorgeous color? Holy moly. What a cracker. Oh my god. Take your time with this. Okay, you don't have enough time? You better find some bloody time. Okay, now that little last bit has sediment in it. So I'm going to pour it out into here. And you'll see all the sediment. I'll zoom you in. Okay. Do you see my sediment in there? It's a bit difficult to see, but yeah, there's actually like little fragments of sediment in here. Yeah. And that's it for this. I've decanted. I'm going to place my lid on it. And 6 p.m. tomorrow, I'll finally have the opportunity to drink this with my gorgeous mother and my father. And this sneaky little bit of sediment, I will not dare throw this out. I'm going to enjoy this right now. And that way, I'm not going to be taking a video when me and my mum and my dad are all sitting together. By the way, we all live on the same property, so I'm not breaking any rules. Yeah, we all live on a big 5-acre block, and our houses are on the same property. We're allowed to see each other during lockdown. Okay, so let's have a taste of this completely unaired 2006 Clare Valley Cab Sav. It almost seems sacrilegious to drink it from how long I've been holding on to this thing, you know what I mean? Oh, that smells so good. It's still so alive. Like, I reckon it had the capacity to age even longer. That is the standout of a truly well-crafted wine. I'm getting so much eucalyptus on this. Honest to God, this is quintessentially Australian Cabernet Sauvignon. If anyone in the world smelled this, they'd smell Australia in a glass. What a cracker. Oh. Man. I'm almost speechless. That is just unbelievably good. That is so smooth on the palate. The tannins are almost stripped away to nothing. That fantastic age has come through and given beautiful portiness. The mouthfeel is exquisite. That fruit is still alive and well, you know? That is drinking like magic right now. And it hasn't even had a time to develop yet. It is going to be hard to walk past Australia for some of the finest red wine in the world. And I strongly urge you to age yourself a bottle of some kind of Australian Cab Sav. If any international watchers are watching this, I truly suggest you get yourself something called a bottle of St. Hugo's from the Penfolds distillery. It's quite readily available. It has the capacity to age beautifully, and it will be drinking like absolute liquid gold. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the rest of that glass in silence, but I'm going to let you guys go now. Please like, share, and subscribe for more wine education.